Hey guys, what's up? My name's Eric and I'm part of In Between Maps. We want to show this video for a very specific reason. It's because whenever you hear about the Philippines, you think about the beaches, you think about beauty all around, and you think about the big cities like Metro Manila. And the trip that you'll be seeing, it consisted of 3 days, wherein we tagged along with a group because they were looking for vloggers that would participate in monitoring a government program. The government agency I'm talking about is called Department of Social Welfare and Development. So I jumped on the opportunity because not a lot of people see what's outside and what's beyond Manila, outside of the usual tourist places, and how life is different from the bigger city to the smaller cities outside of the capital. They're monitoring a program, it's called 4Ps, which stands for Pantawid Pamilyang Filipino Program. They give you a certain amount of money per kid so that you send them to school and that you attend monthly meetings, but they don't give you any money unless you do the conditions. For those who's been watching before, welcome back to another video. For those who are new, what we usually do are vlogs about our travels and our lifestyle as a couple. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button so that you can see more useful videos just like this one. Alright, so I think I've said enough. Let's get to it. First stop is in Laguna. It's in a town called Paete. They're really known for their wood carving, so that's why they call themselves the carving capital of the Philippines, because here you'll see a lot of woodwork. From this point on, we're gonna have to huff it. To get here, we were just like climbing and climbing. Quite a long way away from Manila. Like to get to the town proper, it was like 2 hours or something. To get here to this point, it was like an additional hour just climbing hills. Something that you will not see in the bigger cities since we're going to a really outlying community here. We just passed by some kids. The other kid had a snake on him. I thought it was a toy. It was like bright green. They catch it as a game or they're playing with it. When we asked if it's venomous, he said, yeah, it's venomous. So he was just holding it like it was any other toy. Big difference from the big city because you have like an urban jungle, so you don't have any wildlife anymore, unlike here wherein you still see them by the roadside. After like 1.5 kilometers of walking, it looks like we're here in the community that we're trying to visit. I've always been a city dweller, so it's really interesting for me to get out of the city. Maybe that's something that you want to visit or something you don't want to visit. We'll see. And as we're getting here, I was checking for a signal. There's no signal here. We're in a province after all. We're in a far-flung area. We're gonna meet some of the local people here so we could see what the programs are doing for them. In my background, you could see the people that they're meeting. These are the beneficiaries of the program. Here they talk about different issues. There's like a different topic every time they meet. Today it's about child labor, so sometimes it's about sexual abuse, sometimes it's about child nutrition. Anything that has to do with the welfare of the family, of the children, they discuss that. It's awesome that there's that follow-up so that they know if the program is bearing fruit. And they also led us to the local school here. Elementary and high school students or secondary students. They got some nice churches. If you haven't figured out yet, Filipinos are crazy for their basketball. Even outside Manila, you can still see people playing on the streets. You're always gonna see that, whether it's in like informal streets or made up courts. So apart from the wooden sculptures, they also do paper maches. Every street we turn, there's actually like a workshop. Here, you would see them in action. They do like Santa Clauses, they do like Carabaos, you name it, you know, they can do it. They also sell outside the country. Apart from farming and fishing, which are traditionally the industries you would expect from provinces just like this one, and what they do are like paper maches, and that's something that you won't normally see in Manila because that's like really specific to the kind of skill set that the people in the place carry. In case you're wondering, this horse here about 100 pesos, equivalent to about $2, and this carabao here, it's like 35 pesos, and that's about 66 cents in dollars. I think I'm gonna buy it. Another morning, we're still outside Manila. We're in a place called Luisiana, and here it's like a central park, and around this time it's about 8 o'clock. If I were in Manila, this would already be full of people or kids playing. Here it's more laid back, and here you could see that people actually like enjoy resting, I guess. We're with another group of people that the government helped jumpstart. Here their business is weaving through the use of leaves as a raw material. It's called pandan leaves. From there they can make like really intricate handicrafts, just like what you see here. you see like bags, you see like hats, you see like boxes. We're here to kind of see where they're at and see what kind of progress they've made ever since that they were given the capital to it, right? You won't see this a lot in Manila because usually labor is cheaper here in the provinces. So they make them here outside Manila and then they sell them for a higher price when it gets to the bigger cities. The program we're following up on, their condition initially was to give some money, about 2,000 pesos every couple of months. Then after that, there's like a next step wherein they look at select candidates or groups of people that want to do something more and they give them a little bit of capital in terms of like 10,000 pesos. 10,000 pesos isn't much, it's about $200, but it's a huge benefit if you're here in the countryside and you're starting a little business just like this one. These guys are like a case study because after they were given the capital, they expanded even more. Now they're getting orders from all over the world, even through Facebook and social media. So outside Manila, you'd also notice the devotion of the people to their faith. Many touristic sites have a lot to do with religion, have a lot to do with Christianity. The main attraction here is the statue behind me. What many people do to show their devotion is go up there and see the Jesus statue up close or even touch it. And I do want to see what's up there. I'm kind of short on breath since I don't do a lot of exercise, so be ready for that. 200 to 300 steps up. People go here to pay their respects and to literally touch the monument so that they could pray a little bit. Right now it's like midday, so that's why I'm sweating. There's people around you, but it's not as much. If you go to a mall or another touristy place or a park in Manila, it's gonna be chock full of people. Now we're in our second hotel. We are in the town called Mauban in Quezon. One thing you have to know about the provinces is that they kind of follow the same format as far as the build out when it was still a young city. It follows the Spanish format. For majority of the towns, you'd always find a central square like where I'm at now. You have the church nearby. You have the seat of power or the government nearby like that one. The houses that are closest to the square are typically the people with the most influence or the most wealth during that time. We're also following up with some beneficiaries from the program. They were given capital to start an outpost just like this one. They already have the venue. It was given by the local government. All they have to do is to produce the goods. In the first year, it didn't go so well, but in the second year, with more training, it went more and more profitable for them. It also helps that now they have a lot of customers because before, not a lot of people knew about this place, so the government was able to make connections to be able to help them out, link to the major cities so that some of the trucks go here and they end up in Manila. So it's more like an exchange as well, not just a place to sell their own wares, but they also get vegetables and products from other places. You could feel the atmosphere and the vibe. It's different as well because in Manila, when you go to a market, it's a lot of people. You get pressured to buy. You have like very limited time frame, but here it's more relaxed and people talk to you more. If there's a takeaway for me as early as now, it's that I feel like it's commonsensical what the government is doing in the sense that they're not just giving out dole outs. There's a condition to it because I'm a believer as well that if you just give it out, then they're not really gonna value it. There's like a bait to the carrot. If you fall by the wayside and you're not living up to the conditions that you initially agreed to, then they're gonna pull that subsidy with a couple of warnings first before they finally pull that away from you. So it's an investment that they look at least once a month if it's bearing fruit. The most successful beneficiaries, they usually showcase to the people that they give exposure to, just like us, so that we can have an idea on the grassroots effects on what they're doing for the people in the countryside. The program we're following up with, it's really integrated into the community, so much so that they funded like different projects that are essential for a community. In this case, there's like 100 people that joined together that are being funded by the agency and they're getting like 1 million pesos. That's a hefty amount of money, but remember, it's 100 people. They have 3 businesses that they're running all together. So one is this, it's a community store, and another is a party supply store, and the third one, which they're saying that's the most costly, is a water refill station. another thing super different here, you can just sit down on a bench and just relax. But back in the city, honestly, I wouldn't do it myself because I don't feel safe doing it. Like if you were to sit in a bench in a park in Manila, then the assumption would be for you to get robbed or to get mugged. It's very different here because you feel that people can just relax, and here you feel a lot safer. So we just got to the furthest point of our journey actually. We're in a place called Mauban, Quezon. Right now we're about 5 to 5.5 hours away by car from Manila. You'd see lots of farmland to your left and right. It's just very refreshing to see that. It's a nice break from the, I guess, relative eyesore of Manila. You would see on the roads that there are like yellow or brown things that they're trying to tend to. And just try and avoid them because that's the crop that they're trying to dry up. So another thing you won't find in Manila are like hanging bridges like this. They just don't exist. So here it's to get to another community. It moves a lot, so it's kind of scary if you're afraid of heights. They also partly funded like rehabilitation of the schools. So here you would see how a typical classroom setup would be in the provinces. For my taste, it's a bit spacious because where I grew up, the classrooms were smaller than this. Just imagine, we're not even that far from Manila, but they still don't have water. For their water, they go to the river nearby or to some natural springs to get their drinking water and their water for everyday needs. Something else that you don't see in Manila, you still see kids in the river because in Manila, although there are rivers, they're very polluted. For you to frolic there, for you to play there, you're gonna catch something for sure. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the video. I hope you learned a thing or two about things in life outside Manila. And I bet some of them were interesting, maybe some of them were disappointing. Thanks again to DSWD for letting us tag along on this trip. We're gonna put more information about the agency and what they do in the description below, so go ahead and check them out too. So tell us, we want to read your comments. What do you think about the places that we visited? Where do you think we should go if we have another opportunity like this? Write your comments below. We love reading your comments. We'll get back to you individually. Are you gonna go outside Manila? Are you gonna skip the usual touristy places this time so that you can check out one of the provinces? And as usual, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can see more useful videos just like this one. While you're at it, go ahead and follow us in our social media as well, like Instagram and Facebook, because that's where we post real-time stories about our travel and our lives. Go ahead and like and share this video as well, especially to your friends, so that they can see how life is like outside Manila. Alright, so that's pretty much it. See you in the next one. Bye! Bye. I'm doing it because everybody else in the group is doing it, and I do want to see what's up there. I mean, I could see it far, but not, it's different that I see it up close. I'm kind of short on breath since I don't do a lot of exercise, so be ready for that if you don't do a lot of cardio here, because it's about 300 steps up, or 200 to 300 steps up.